Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 apartment speed build. So yes, I know I have been mostly doing apartment renovations and stuff like that here on the channel. I haven't really done a proper home speed build or a actual lot, if that makes sense, in quite a while. And yeah, that's just because I've been working on some bigger builds that have been taking me a little bit longer, and some builds that I know will need to be two parts, so like an exterior and interior. So I have been waiting to get the part 2 done before I post the first one, and it's just the whole thing. But basically in this week, I think this is still going up in the same week, right? Yeah, time has ceased to mean anything to me at this point. So yeah, I don't even know what day it is, if I'm being completely honest, most of the time. So yeah, I think this is still going up in the same week that we got the bunk bed update for The Sims 4. So yeah, I wanted to do a full-on build with those new bunk beds that we got, and I thought, what better theme to try and build for than the 100 baby challenge? Because obviously with the 100 baby challenge, you're usually going to have around 6 to 7 kids in the house at all times. So yeah, this is an apartment. This is a 100 baby apartment, and I figured it would be a fun thing to try and do that. Rather than having a full-on house for your family, you could try living in San Myshuno. I have done that before with the 100 baby challenge, and it's actually quite fun. But yeah, I do want to say right now my dog is outside, and I think he's right outside my window, and he just started barking like an idiot at absolutely nothing. So if you guys can hear him in the background, then I'm really sorry, but I can't record this voiceover at any other point. So yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, back to the whole apartment thing. This is, like I said, 100 baby challenge apartment. There's room for 6 kids, a baby, and then obviously the mom. So yeah, there's a lot of space in this house, or in this apartment, I guess I should say. And I did have to cut a few bits of it out, mostly things like me cluttering and stuff like that, just because I spent way too long doing that in this build, and I had almost 2.5 hours worth of footage when I was done. So yeah, I had to cut some of those things out. So placing things on shelves, just cluttering up, and then this dining room setup that you can see with all of the shelves, kind of like the built-in shelving look thing. If you want to see how I built that, I actually made an Instagram reel of that. So it's basically a cute little very short 30-second or 25-second video of me building that. And I also, basically, if you don't know what Instagram reels are, they're kind of short little mini videos on Instagram that a lot of people use to make things like tutorials and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do recently as well. I've been getting into that, and it has taken me quite a while to get a hang of it, and I'm still learning. But yeah, I will leave that specific Instagram reel in the description of this video in case you want to go and check it out. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, then definitely do that as well. I do post all of my sim stuff on Instagram, but on my stories I also post things like sneak peeks of what I'm working on, behind the scenes things, as well as more just real life randomness that whatever happens. My stories are kind of all over the place a lot of the time. But yeah, like I said, I will be doing a few more Instagram reels, and I'll be doing them in the sense of kind of tutorials, but not really tutorials, more just ideas for building and how I do certain things, stuff like that. But if you have any suggestions for what you want to see on Instagram reel type things, then definitely let me know. Stuff that I can fit into 30 seconds, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's all of that. I don't know what I'm rambling about right now because I'm very distracted at the moment. I'm recording this at 7 p.m. The video is supposed to be out at 8. So I'm kind of in a hurry, but also I don't usually record this early in the day. So there's a lot of noise going on outside, and everyone is awake, and my stupid dog is still barking. I can hear him kind of through my headset. So That's also why I'm kind of distracted. I'm trying to figure out if you can hear him or if it's just me, and it's a whole thing and it's very irritating. So yeah, I'm hoping that this voiceover isn't so bad that I have to scrap it at the end of the day, but I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, back to this apartment, you will see that I kind of furnished the whole place it's not super colorful. There's a lot of like really dark and warm woods and stuff, but it's not like super like a rainbow threw up all over it. It's kind of more like calming, almost kind of neutral colors, but not really. More like softer colors, if that makes sense. And then I did put a ton of clutter all over the place, like I said, because I figured, you know, if this sim has 6 kids living with her at like any given point, then there's bound to be a like crazy amount of just clutter and things everywhere. And it's not like a super like neat apartment either, so there is a lot of things just laying around, and it's not dirty, but it's a little bit more like kind of messy, if that makes sense. And then I did add a ton of kids things all over the apartment as well, so like kids toys, kids clutter items, things for the kids to do. So there's a chess table in the living room, there's a video game console, a dollhouse for toddlers or kids or whatever. Then there's also a computer here in the hallway that you will have just seen me do. I figured that would kind of be like the family computer, so the kids can use that if they want to. And the desk setup that I built in kind of like the kitchen entryway area, the one with all of the shelves and the laptop, I figured that would be the mom's like space, so that would be like her desk. I figured maybe she's into like music or something, because I do end up putting a keyboard and I think a guitar as well in her bedroom that we're working on right now. But I figured maybe she is into music as a little bit of a hobby, but maybe she's a writer, so that's how she makes her money. So she works from home all of the time. Maybe she's like a freelance writer, and yeah, so that's kind of like her little corner to do what she does. And it's also in a place where, you know, she could realistically keep an eye on the kids if they're like in the living room or whatever, and she's not shut away in her bedroom, like away from the kids. So yeah, I figured that would be a good way of doing that. And then her bedroom, which we're working on right now, is kind of just a very, I don't know, it's still tiny bit messy, so there is a bunch of clutter and everything like that around, but it's also kind of like her no kids zone, so none of the kids are allowed in here. She does have a bassinet. I do turn like one part of the room into a little bit of a nursery space. So there's a bassinet, there's a changing table that's not functional, but it just kind of looks cute. But yeah, so there's a changing table, and I figured, you know, she would sleep with the babies in her room, or like the baby in her room, and then once they grow into a toddler, they would move into the toddler room. But yeah, I figured there wouldn't be like any of the other kids. They wouldn't be allowed in mom's bedroom. It's kind of like her like little like me space, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, so this is a 4-bedroom apartment. I don't think I mentioned that earlier, but this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment. The mom doesn't have her own bathroom. She does have to like share with the kids, but there's 2 bedrooms that are right next to hers. One is for toddlers, one is for like 2 toddlers, and then one of them is for 2 kids. And they actually have a Jack and Jill bathroom that those 2 bedrooms both like connect to. And then there's a teen's bedroom at the other end of the apartment for 2 teenagers. And then there's a bathroom like right off of that. It's not like an ensuite or anything. You access the bathroom from the living room. But yeah, it's like right next to it. So yeah, I figured that would probably be the bathroom that the kids end up using most of the time. But yeah, so those are the bathrooms. Then there's obviously like the bigger like family one. And yeah, those are also the bedrooms. The way I set up the bedrooms, there's 2 beds or like 2 spaces for kids in each of the bedrooms. So you can have like 2 toddlers, 2 kids, 2 teenagers, and then the baby and the mom. But obviously with the 100 baby challenge, you won't always have that exact like, I guess almost like configuration of kids, or like, yeah, I guess that's probably the best way of describing it, but like that configuration of children. So sometimes you might have like 3 toddlers or one teenager and 3 kids or whatever, and obviously you can change up the rooms to fit with, you know, whatever Sims you're playing with. If you don't want to use this for the 100 baby challenge and maybe you just have a really big family, and you know, that would also work totally fine. I did kind of personalize the rooms a little bit, so I wanted to keep it kind of gender neutral, so like as gender neutral as I could. So the toddler bedroom is mostly like green and yellow, and then the kids room is kind of, I set up both the kids room and the teenagers room kind of as, you know, there's one girl and one boy, just to make it like, I don't know, I didn't want it to be like too, I guess I say in air quotes, masculine or whatever. I know colors and stuff like that don't really have a like gender assigned to them or anything like that, but just the way I decorate. So yeah, for like the clutter items and stuff that I put in. So basically the kids room is a color scheme of like orange, pink, blue and yellow. So there's one of the beds is like really bright blue and pink. The other bed is orange and black, and then the walls are yellow to kind of like balance it out. I mean, it's an incredibly bright bedroom. It's the one that we're working on right now, and you will see it's an incredibly bright bedroom. If you don't really like super bright colors, then you might want to change out like either the beds for like some other bunk beds or whatever, or you might want to change the like wallpapers or something. I played around with quite a few wallpapers. I don't show me doing that in the video, but I played around with quite a few different wallpapers, and honestly I couldn't find one that worked perfectly the way I wanted it to. And I am also only using a limited amount of packs. I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but like I said, super distracted and all over the place. So yeah, I am only using the base game. I'm only basically using the base game, 3 expansions, 1 game pack, and 2 stuff packs. So I'm using the base game. I'm using, for expansion packs, I'm using Seasons, Snowy Escape, and obviously City Living, because, you know, it's an apartment, so you need to have City Living. And then for game packs, I'm only using Parenthood, because 100 baby, I mean, I figured it would be a given. So yeah, we're using Parenthood. And then for stuff packs, I'm actually using kids room stuff and toddler stuff, so both of those packs. And then I'm also using some things, mostly just some candles from the free holiday pack, but I kind of count that as part of the base game because it's literally a free pack that if you have the base game, you can download it from like Origin. I don't know how it works for like consoles or whatever, but it's literally a free pack that anyone can download if you have the base game. So I do count the holiday pack as part of the base game. So yeah, I'm only using base game, 3 expansions, 1 like game pack, and 2 stuff packs. So it's still technically a like restricted pack build, but those are the packs that I figured would work best for like a family type thing. And honestly, the only reason I'm using Snowy Escape is so that I could have access to that chemistry set for kids, so that like science table. I know we have one in the base game, but I absolutely despise it. I hate the fact that it's such an ugly like green color and it's just so unusable. I like never use it. So now that we have that new one with Snowy Escape, I kind of wanted to use it because I haven't used it in a build yet. So yeah, that's literally the only reason I'm using Snowy Escape. And yeah, so I just decided to use Snowy Escape for some other things as well because, you know, I had it, so I might as well use it. But yeah, we've moved on to the teenager's bedroom, and this bedroom is configured a little bit differently. So there is a loft bed, and then there's a completely like separate bed for the other teenager. And again, I figured, you know, one boy, one girl, or, you know, honestly, whatever Sims you want to have living here, it really doesn't matter. But for this room, I kind of went for a like blue and red color scheme, going off of that loft bed that I'm using. So yeah, I figured blue, like dark blue, and then red and a bunch of whites as well. So yeah, that's basically the color scheme for this room. And I figured maybe one of the Sims are like into like painting and the other one is into like music or whatever. So there is another guitar and another keyboard in this room. and also an easel. So there's a ton of like skill building things throughout the house. I also included a ton of bookcases and everything like that. So there's a ton of like skill stuff for your Sims to get their skills up. And I know obviously with, you know, the 100 baby challenge, you're going to have a few different Sims moving through the house. So obviously all of these themes and stuff like that I'm doing for bedrooms probably won't stay that way for very long. This is just who I had in my head who might be living here at this very moment. So yeah, that's basically everything. I also want to mention that the bunk beds, I play tested both of the bunk beds, like both of the loft beds, and they do work. The way I placed the things under them, they actually do work this way. So yeah, I play tested it. It should work. You shouldn't have any issues with them. They should all be functional, and I think everything else in the apartment should be functional as well. Honestly, I don't usually play test my builds, but I think you should be good with this one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build, and sorry for the very messy and rambly voiceover, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. If you want to download this, it is up on the gallery, and all of the download information will be in the description, as well as a direct download link to the online gallery website. And remember to stick around for the screenshots at the end. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye everyone.